What's up, super players? Today what I got for you is one of the most beastly, overpowered monsters in the show and in the card game. He's not that bad. And Broly, what does he do? Well, let me tell you what he does. It's just like in the anime, he's uncontrollable. Pericus can't even control this monster. Well, Broly, he has a permanent effect that you cannot attack battle cards with it, so that kind of sucks. But let me tell you this, when you swing at the leader with this beast, what happens? You and your opponent have to drop one card from your hand and their hand. I know it sounds like, why would I want to drop my own cards? I don't want to attack with this monster. Well, check it out. When you awaken, same thing. You can't attack battle cards. You could only attack the leader card. And when you attack, you draw a card. But now he gained the ability to explode and vanquish any battle card on your opponent's side of the field, because your opponent has to now choose a battle card and choose one card from their hand and send both of them to the drop area. And it also affects you in the same way. You gotta drop one of your battle cards and one card from your hand to the drop area. Yeah, he's kind of so overpowered, he hurts you and hurts the opponent. That's Broly, spot removing monster. Then we got the one drop Trunks Bridge to the Future. He's gonna be our one turn play. Search out more Saiyans, search out the Kabbas, search out the Khalifa, search out the Kaos, because they are all in here. And just plussing, and that's why we have 4 of these guys. Very good, and you can combo with it at the very least. Then we got Saiyan Teamwork Cabba. Cabba is the play-making monster. That's why it has teamwork, makes the dream work. Because what he does is when you play him for 2 energies, you pick up 10 cards from the top of your deck, and you can either play a Khalifa or add a KO to your hand, or you can even choose to add the Khalifa to your hand if you choose not to play him. But more often than not, you are gonna want to play the Khalifa. So that's what this thing does, and on top of that, it drops all Khalifas and KO's cost by 1 green. So that is pretty redonkulous. This guy is beast. And that's why we run 4 of these, because you need to see this monster. You have to see this monster. Then, this is the Khalifa that you can play if you happen to pick up 10 and she pops out. You can play Khalifa. What she does is, this is the one synchronizing card that allows Broly to be used at his fullest potential. So, this card, when you have her on play on the battle area, you do not have to drop a card with your own effects anymore. So Broly's dropping cards from you, your own effect, doesn't happen anymore. And if you have her on play, you do not get affected by your own cards effects that makes you place battle cards in the drop area. And that's why these 2 are ridiculously good, because it pretty much everything that Broly hurts you with, Khalifa negates. So Broly is just used for full potential, and that's what we got Khalifa for. She's our awakening method too. When you play her, you pick up 1 card in your life. It's mandatory, but honestly, Broly suffers from awakening. That's his main weakness. So with Khalifa now on to the deck, you're gonna be able to awaken yourself. And if they cold bloodlust it, well, at least you got a 20k beater without having to take a life anymore. And then we got Hidden Awakening KO. Hidden Awakening KO is in this deck for 1 reason and 1 reason only: to explode the field, vanquish the field of all little drops, because she blows up to 5 cost. And on top of that, when you have 5 cards in your hand or less, you draw a card when she swings. That is ridiculous. And on top of that, she has critical. There is a reason this card is my #1 card in the entire DBS card game, because she has a ridiculous amount of power and skill and amazingness. And if you have a bunch of Kabbas on the field, if the cost is dropped even lower and lower depending on how many Kabbas you actually manage to play without them getting killed. And that's why we run for Kaos. Kaos is a must, and it's searchable too. Then we got the one Broly. that's our Kaba package. Now we're going into the actual Broly package that represents Broly himself. We got Little Drop Broly. When you play him, what happens? You pick up 7, you add 1 Broly to your hand. So this is pretty much the recycler. We're gonna play him, recycle to hopefully pick up this Broly right here. What this Broly does is you could evolve them, and when this card evolves onto a Broly, your opponent has to drop 2 cards from their hand, and that's awesome. And on top of that, it's a double strike. So this is pretty darn good, and this is one of the cards we're gonna want to evolve onto as fast as we can, because we want to drop our opponent's hand every time that we can. And then we got Endless Evolution Broly. This is a very expensive Broly deck, one of the most expensive decks I think we've showcased, and that's because of this card right here. This Broly right here, what it does is when you play him, your opponent has to choose 1 card in their field and pop it, synchronized with this Broly. That's just magic right here, because your opponent has to choose 2 cards from the battle area and pop 2 now if you combine this mayhem right here. But Broly, what's good about this Broly promo, the tournament pack one, is that he makes the evolution cost drop by 2. So that makes this guy a 2-drop evolve on play. So if you manage to get this guy on, you evolve him for 2 energy, and now you have a double striker, and your opponent has to drop 2 cards, and that's the magic in this deck. That's Broly for you. We're running 4 of these. I wish these last 2 were hollow, but I didn't end up pulling any more hollows. So that's what it is. Then we got the biggest Broly. As I said, this one drops the evolution cost by 2. So this guy becomes a 3-drop if you manage to evolve him without him dying. So that's really, really good. And now you choose your opponent's cards in their hand that tend to be placed in the drop area to ultimately explode their hand and have them with little to no cards in their hand, and then go for a 30k double strike finisher. And then this is the combo of the deck. This is the combo piece. That's our Broly engine. This is the combo piece of this deck. Synchronizing very, very well. Best synchronization in this deck is this card, Overflowing Bio Warrior Army. The reason is because when this guy dies, let's say you attack with it. The combo is you attack with it, then you attack with your Broly leader. You have to kill a battle card in your area. If you don't have Khalifa, you kill this one, you drop 1 card from your hand, Zam comes back, and then you could attack with it again. That's pretty much it. Or at the very least, you could play Kale. If you don't happen to have Khalifa on play, you have to blow up one of your battle cards. You attack with this, you play your Kale, you pop this, drop a card, bring it back, attack with Kale, draw a card, attack with... It's just ridiculous plays. This is the one card you want to see in the deck, and you just want to play them as fast as possible. It does suffer from warping, so be cautious of that and be smart. If you know your opponent's playing a lot of warp cards, then I would stay away from playing this method as much. And then obviously our 10k boost draws. We're gonna 10k boost, we're gonna draw, and we're gonna survive or keep the offense going. And then Broly's Ring. This is the card that makes Broly himself not whack. So we have 4 of these, because if you have Broly's Ring, you do not have to discard anymore from your hand. So for that reason, we have Broly's Ring in here. And like I said, we're going to be running 4 of these Broly's Ring, because Broly's Ring is very, very necessary. Alright, then last but not least, our negates. We need to have 4 negates. I feel every deck, almost every deck should run negates, unless you have like Shigesh, Kid Goku combo. This is necessary. You need your negates. And for our overround, we got Mad Saiyan to get rid of all the little drops, just in case your opponent tries to bring out a lot of little drops and your Broly can't really be used to its fullest effect. You get rid of the little drops, then you attack with Broly and you get rid of the big one, because your opponent happens to be choosing with this card. And then last card, we got 2 No Opening Son Goku. Like I said earlier, this deck suffers from awakening, so we have these 2 just in case if they happen to Cold Bloodlust or Khalifas and don't let us self-awaken. We got these guys as last resort. And that's gonna be the end of the Broly deck profile. Let me know what you guys think, what I could add, what I can mix. I was thinking of adding mirrors in here, but it was very inconsistent and not enough pressure. And with this build, I've been getting a lot of success with now that Mecha Freeze is not a thing, this thing could actually flourish. So let me know in the comment section below. Be sure to hit up that survey in the bottom to let us know what battles you guys want us to do. And there's a survey in the bottom. You vote. The highest voted by the end of the week is going to be the battle we do. So that's going to be it. Like, comment, subscribe, and like we always say, y'all stay super.